So this is the eBay twin turbo kit for a 4-valve Mustang. There are no videos of it, so I figured we'll do an unboxing video and see exactly what we got for $1,700. I know everybody likes their fancy precision and twin turbo Hellion kit, but I don't feel like spending $8 grand on turbos. And I'm a fan of eBay anyway. Got a ton of boxes. Stainless flange adapters. Would have been nice if they would have labeled the boxes. Air filter. And adapter rings. Pretty rigid, might not get stuck flat. Let's see what else we got. Now this is supposed to have everything you need to bolt and go, minus an exhaust obviously. To have your fuel pressure regulator, some kind of 6AN line for something or another. I'm guessing they're expecting you to tee into the original, one of the headers. It is for a 4-valve. So 1 5/8 primary with a 3/8 stainless flange. Welds on it aren't too bad. We'll see if we can blow those apart. Quality could definitely be better. Welds have missed. A lot of undercut. But it's not terrible. Definitely going to want to do some cleanup inside the ports. An attempt was made, but it's got some boogers. We'll see. Going to assume this is going to be the intercooler, which is the only thing I really didn't like because it's a single in, single out for twin turbos. So you have to wire your pipe together and bring it in. And this is actually all the piping. We'll get to that later. They're just pipes. I'm sure everybody out there has seen plenty of pipes before. Jesus, there's a lot of freaking boxes. Two oil feed and return kits for the turbos. Brass, aluminum, and stainless hose. Look bad. Don't look bad. I'm going to suggest not using this heat wrap, but since this is going to be an eBay build, we probably will. I'm not going to upgrade or change anything in this kit. We're going to run everything that came with the kit on the car and see how it works out. Or see what breaks first. My money's on the turbo, but we'll see. Cheap boost gauge reads about 1 inch of vacuum right out of the box. Not quite accurate, but we'll see if we can make it move. Little black box. Okay. Boost reference for the boost controller. Look at these. We'll get more in depth with these parts later. Manual boost controller and the line and a T. Actually, it's a fairly firm click, and I can see it has a set screw for setting it at 8 pounds and blocking it. We'll see how that works. That's my biggest thing, is seeing what actually works out of this kit and what doesn't. There is zero help on YouTube or eBay as far as reviews, install videos, anything. It says a bunch of them are sold, but nobody makes a video of them. So I figured, hey, I'm just a mechanic, why the hell not? Blow off valve and its piping. Isn't that cute? It's no teal, but it's chrome. I mean, that right there is 50 horsepower all on its own. It's shiny. This is supposed to have, it might work. Looks kind of chintzy, but we'll see. Like I said, this is the entire kit on eBay. And we're gonna bolt and go. Just how the instructions say. With no upgrades, nothing. Except for the fuel system. That's a given. Catch can. It's blue. That'll go in the trash. I hate blue. Once I show you the car and what's done to it, you'll find I'm a much bigger fan of red. It does come with mounts, 2 brass fittings, and that's it. Fair enough. And this is an oil catch can tank in Chinese. I can read Chinese. Not really, it just says it in English under words. High quality folded up PVC hose. Okay. That thing is stout. Threads leave much to be desired. But it's a catch can. In and out, that's all it's got to do. Shows you the level that it's at. Quick drain here. Alright. Any of you that have a Cobra or a Mach 1 or a 4-valve swap GT will know just how much room you have to mount something this size. Those of you that don't know and aren't familiar with it will know there ain't no damn room under the hood. Which is why I went with this kit. From what I understand, the turbos don't go in front of the engine between the radiator. They mount right in front of the tire in the fender well. So, that's what I want. Personally, I would like them to be back under the driver's seat at the tail of the exhaust. Alright, that box is done. So now we're going to keep going. But we have several more boxes. I can tell what the turbos are in because they are in their own box with some kind of name on them, I'm guessing. I'm going to lay this stuff out and then we're going to go through it. I'm trying not to make this boring as hell because I hate watching boring videos on YouTube. I should have went ahead and opened all this, but I wanted everybody to see opening the main box and all the individual boxes to know exactly what you do and don't get. This is the other header. I do have to say, the headers aren't bad. Flange bolts and one gasket. I wonder if they realize that it's a V8, there's two of them. Beyond that, we'll get more in depth in the headers here in a minute. I'm going to take it out of the bag and set it with the other one. They are not marked driver or passenger, which really ain't a big deal. Bad, no bad, no bad. It definitely ran some high heat when they tigged it. Quite a bit of undercut, but it's solid. It's in there. Like I said, we'll get into that in depth later. I mainly wanted to look at the header to see what it looked like and make sure that it was a 4-valve, not a GT2 valve, or 2-valve period. Okay. One collector. Now I'm guessing that's going to be the bolt-on exhaust flange for the turbo and a piece of stainless downpipe. Stainless downpipe does have the O2 sensor bung in it. Decent welds, but it does have the bung. Honestly, it's not going to surprise me at all if once we're running this, everything comes up to heat, if these start cracking, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, what next? Let's do this one. Got some weight to it. Got 3 more, and then the turbos, which is, I'm sure, all anybody really wants to see. Battery relocation kit. Looks to be a 4-gauge. If it's long enough to go from there to there, I'll be impressed. Short battery, because it does not matter. As long as you have good grounds on the car, it'll work. New battery terminals, grommets, breather hose. Alright. All for it. Top bar. And I'm guessing that the stainless or aluminum box for the battery is in here. Not going to get too far into it, just want to make sure. Yep, that's what it is. We'll open that up later. I'm going to take this video series, I'm not a YouTuber, okay? But I'm going to do this from unboxing to being dyno tuned, so we can see exactly what this kit can do. If anything. Eventually, I do plan on upgrading the turbos, just because. And honestly, I'll probably go with another no-name set of GT35s from Max Feeding Rods, just because they're impressive to me. Everything I've seen on them, they rate right up there with a Precision or a Hellion. The other downpipe kit, same flanges, piece of downpipe with the bung in it for the O2. I'm not going to open that one now. We'll do an in-depth here shortly. Fuel stuff. Foam packing. That's important. That was probably a $200 piece of foam. I don't know about this one. Interesting. I'm guessing they're wanting you to tap into the fuel rail, not actually tap into it, but replace the electronic sensor with that plate. And it's got a fuel hose barb on it and an O-ring seat. We'll try it. Fuel pressure gauge. It actually reads 0 to 140 psi. It is very similar to an Aeromotive size and configuration. It's got your vacuum reference in and out, but you really expect me to trust that little piece of PVC hose, 70 or 80 psi? I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I guess we can try it, and if it covers everything in fuel, we know it didn't hold up. We'll try it. Boom. All in all, not bad stuff. Not terrible, we'll put it that way. This must be our intercooler, finally. Oh, no. Single in, single out. And good 40 pounds worth. Say that's a 3-inch. That's got to be a 4-inch core. All kind of grinding on it. Fins actually don't look bad. It's got great old big pass-throughs, about a 1/4 inch. Nice thick welds on it. Wish they wouldn't have ground them down to make it more even. And it looks like the only mounting tabs are these. Did not, let me double check, not come with any hardware to mount it with, so we're gonna have to figure that out. But it does have some really cool doodles on the box. Looks like this was probably packaged up around 2 o'clock on Friday, and they were just dying to go home. Let's look inside of it. Handmade flanges. Yeah, it works. If it cools air, that's all that matters. It's air-to-air system. Not air to water, anything fancy like that. $1,700 on eBay. Come on, people. Now, it's time for the moment you've all been waiting for.
Apologizing for dropping the camera?
No, because that just happened. This is the turbo. Straight out of the box. Of the box. With boxes. It's a T3, T4 hybrid. Hence the sticker. Racing parts turbocharger. Let's see what it looks like. Built-in wastegates, so we don't have to plumb them. Might be mistaken, but I do believe this was supposed to have twin blow-off valves. I only seen one. Flange gasket, plug, one big damn bolt for something, and some more gaskets. Styrofoam. And a turbine. V-band. T-bolt. Alright. Alright. And a turb ski. Zip tie on the bag is a very important part. It must be a Chinese thing. Oh shit, I let all the Coronas out. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not looking to get famous. I'm a mechanic. and a fabricator, an electrician, a welder, you name it. Oh, it's so cute. Oh. Little shaft play. Can't make it touch the side. Not touching the housing anywhere. It's cute. 57 millimeter. Okay. Can't make it rub. Looks decent. 50 AR. Small turbine housing. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blade turbine wheel. It's not bad. It's not bad. I don't know. I've been debating on whether or not I want to actually open this up and see the thrust bearing and journals to see, you know, quality. I don't know if it's got a 360-degree bearing, a 180. I don't know. It doesn't give you those kind of specifications on the eBay listing. Hybrid flange. Oil return is threaded. You can clock the housing on this, which is obviously a benefit if you've ever done anything turbo. Doesn't look bad. Built-on wastegate. I see. Okay. So you have the option here. You can run this adapter with the flange that they actually give you and another box, and to run an external wastegate, or you keep this all built and run the internal. Now, unless I'm missing something, or if they're doing two separate deliveries, I don't have the electronic turbo timer, the second blow-off valve, or one other thing I was just thinking of that was on the listing. It could be here and I just missed it. We'll double check, but there's the Terp ski. I guess that's a 2-inch outlet. They are heavy. I'll definitely give them that. They got some weight to them. Alright. Well, minus opening up the other turbo, that's everything in the big box. Adapter. P-band. Razor blade. I don't see any reason to open up the second turbo at this point, but let me get all this stuff out of the way. Alright, now this is what I was talking about on these headers. Welds aren't terrible, but there is a bit left to be desired. Lots of undercut on the adapter. Inside, 2 out of 4 ain't bad. Little bit of extra, we can cut that and make it pretty. Flange welds aren't bad. I honestly expect those to break simply because this one is fully welded. This one's spotted. The inside, however, is a little on the rough side. This one is probably the best one I've seen yet. Those are clean, not very restrictive. That one is the worst one on this header. But we can smooth that out. Just a raw look, it appears to be flat. Same thing on this end. They're not terrible. I've worked with guys that couldn't even do that good. These are 1 5/8 primary, so we'll see. My heads are a set of 9 thread, C heads that are fully ported. So there's going to be no restriction until it gets out. I don't know which of these is which right off. And of course it doesn't tell you. Not terrible. I mean, they're really not. For $1,700 turbo kit, twin turbo kit, I honestly expected less. I mean, they're not horrible. This side is. That's pretty goobered up. But like I said, we can fix it and smooth it, or we can bolt and go. If anybody actually watches this, give me your opinion. Should we smooth it or just run it how it came out of the box? Heat wrap, 1 inch wide. I don't know if I'm gonna use that or not. I have my own heat wrap. Turbo plumbing kit. Braided hose, lots of flanges, fittings, gaskets, mounting hardware for the turbo. Looks pretty decent. Let's go back to this pile of stuff. I did only get 1 exhaust gasket, which is interesting unless they're really thin. No, there's one there. So I'm missing a gasket. Battery cable's not bad. I'm gonna check it end to end just to see what kind of constriction it's got. Lug looks pretty good. Heat shrink. Ground is a pre-made piece. I don't understand why they have a red wire spliced off of it for being a ground, but it is what it is. It's a Chinese turbo kit. We'll see what we can do with it. It's all your different battery hardware. I'll actually build the battery box later and go through that in the next video or so, or just wait till we're actually installing it. Here is all your intercooler piping. We have 90s, several straight boots, regular hose clamps. Bag's ripped. Oh. Yeah, it wasn't a big deal, so I dropped it and hose clamps went everywhere. We have 2 90s. It's 2-inch aluminum piping. Not bad, not bad. Pretty and shiny. I'm deciding if I want to powder coat all this and the turbos, or just leave it how it is. Let me know what you think. 2 90s, 2 straight, 2 45 looking pieces, and 2 60s. Hopefully that'll work, but still no hardware for mounting mounting the intercooler. I did say I'd show you these. These are your downpipes. I already took the other one out of the bag. Decent pieces. They are preformed with the O2 sensor bone. Welds on them are, this is definitely hand welded. There's no machine out there that's going to do that bad. But I've seen guys in the shop do worse. You can see it a little bit on the inside there. There's a big booger hanging off. But, like I said, you get the extra flange for coming off. This is the other one. They are bent differently. So, there's side-specific air filters. And this was the box full of boxes. But like I said, there's no turbo timer, which I really don't care about, but I bought it, I want it. Just the one blow-off valve. I'm gonna have to check into that and see if it was supposed to come with two. The other thing I don't seem to have is a nipple on one of the tubes to mount it. But all in all, this is the eBay twin turbo kit. It's supposed to be 1,000 horsepower for 99 to 04 Ford 4-valve. You could run it on a later model, I'm sure, or an earlier model SN, because it's the same car with different fenders. But we do have the tubular K member to go with, because you have to. But we'll get into the actual car and the engine later. This was just unboxing and showing you what you get for $1,700 in a twin turbo kit. We'll be back and I'll show you the next one. We'll probably go over the car, what's done to it, and start installing some of this stuff. Until then, think about the kit.